Hello again, friends, folks that care. Crusty Canuck here, episode 2. Today we got a special episode reflecting on the shooting in Toronto and the politics that are surrounding it. All that and more coming up on Crusty Canuck. Greetings, welcome back, viewers and friends alike. Yes, Crusty Canuck here. Toronto shooting. Pretty devastating. Right? More than a dozen people shot, two of them dead. A little girl, an 18-year-old girl. Terrible. Now, what gets me about the whole thing is that the political sidestep and sidespeak of the whole issue. It took almost a day for the masses to know what the person's name was, what his motive was. Well, correction, we don't know what his motive was. We know he was disturbed, according to his family and friends, but that's pitiful. Anyone who goes into a building or any kind of populace with a gun, a firearm, or any kind of weapon thereof, and intends on killing, yeah, they have mental issues. It doesn't matter what color they are, or where they're from, or their shoe size, or their religious background, or their medical history. Um, it's a psychotic action, regardless. So you can sit there and theorize all you want. My point of view is this. Here's an individual who had problems and he had access to a firearm. Now, as a gun owner, I've had my share of demons to deal with prior to obtaining my license, but I had medical professionals assess me and I'm good to go. If I ever had the urge to go en masse and start blasting at random, that's only going to happen if this country was ever invaded, right? But on a regular day-to-day life, no, I have no intentions of hurting anybody or harming anybody with my firearms. Uh, my fellow shooters and my fellow countrymen that I've worked with, that I shoot with, they have no intentions of killing people en masse, right? So what annoys me about this whole thing is that Mr. John Tory and Mr. Goodale have said some really stupid things about gun ownership and gun owners in this country. Now, I'm not going to try to sway from the fact that a heinous crime was committed and those people deserve better, and they all deserve answers too on why this individual was motivated to do what he did. Yeah, he was depressed. Yeah, he was hurting. A lot of us are depressed and hurting. A good friend of mine actually back home is hurting right now, and I'll save those details for a later episode. However, um, whenever I feel down or forlorn, I motivate myself. I go outside, spend some time with my wife, spend some time with my pets, do something constructive, right? It doesn't matter what culture you are or where you're from. There are things out there to help you. Now, if his family knew that he was depressed and he had all these problems, was he seeking any kind of medical attention? Was he getting help? We don't know, and I'm pretty sure that the powers be won't tell us. I think they'll use this situation as more of a political agenda for C-71 and C-75, and therefore people like yourself and myself, responsible gun owners, taxpayers, some of us veterans and patriots, will be paying the ultimate price and being micromanaged and policed to the hilt over this situation. I'm not waving any kind of national rifle flag or any kind of doctrine, but I'm sick and tired of the political correctness that is going in these situations. What that man did was a terrible, terrible thing. And regardless if he gave himself a self-inflicted gun wound or he was taken down by the cops, as far as I'm concerned, he deserved it. Anybody who would want to shoot people en masse for whatever ailment or whatever you're ailing through, it doesn't deserve my respect as far as I'm concerned. I feel bad for the families out there, uh, especially the families of the young girls that were affected, that were killed, right? Going about minding their own business, and they were killed in a random act of violence. We don't know what his motive was, but needless to say, doesn't look good. So, my message to the politicians and the leaders that are on scene there, that are assessing the situation, think carefully, okay? Just because he had a handgun doesn't mean that every handgun owner in this country is a criminal. And furthermore, what I have read from the CBC and CP24, I would post a link here on my page, but you, the viewer, I think you're smarter enough to do that and look for yourself. I encourage all viewers out there to read every article on the subject and to assess your own information and think for yourself in the matter. I am angered that Public Safety Minister Mr. Ralph Goodale is constantly pushing his agenda on banning handguns. Do you think that's going to stop random killings? Do you think that's going to stop anybody who has intent on doing something so heinous? How about the individual in Edmonton not so long ago that took a rider van and ran down 7 people? Are you going to ban rider vans too? How about every individual out there decides to have a few drinks and drive a truck? Do you think he or she should be banned from driving? I would say so. But does that mean every truck owner has to be banned too? So let's start being critical and let's start being skeptical and let's really think about this situation. How did this individual with all these mental problems and medical history that we don't know anything about obtain a firearm? And don't try to tell me that he did it through Canadian gun owners who sold him a gun. He's from a big city. You can get a lot of things black market in every big city in this country. If you try hard enough and if you want to, you can find whatever you want black market. That's how it works, right? But when it comes to people doing stupid things to each other, don't be blaming the other guy. The individual took the action upon himself. He did it. It cost his life. Good. He took the lives of 2 girls. He could have taken the lives of 15 people. Now, I don't know exactly the capacity of his magazine, but people said he fired 20 rounds. Okay, so did he change mags? Because it's illegal in this country to have a pistol as a private citizen with more than 10 round capacity. So he either had 2 mags and reloaded, or he had something illegal. I don't know. That's my research into it. Anyhow, more to follow, but first, a little comedy for yous.
You know, I was the finance minister back in 2003 and 2006. But let me tell you something. I know what's good for people. I was a Boy Scout. You better mark my words.
Well, thanks, Ralph, for that great little spiel. Just because you're a Boy Scout doesn't qualify you looking after public safety. And I think your decisions are really lame and stupid. Anyhow, that's enough for me right now, ladies and gentlemen. I'm just a little tired of going on the political spectrum with these clowns. Anyhow, my condolences to the families and to the friends and the people out there. Got a lot of friends in TO. So shout out to all you guys out there and all my Facebook friends. And, well, let's just hope we can get along. You know, I believe this country should be democratic. I'm not into communism or any other crap like that. That's just BS. So for you SJWs who want to watch this and debate me, you're more than welcome to. I encourage debate, and I encourage political discussion, and I encourage openness and discussion. So, without further ado, I hope you guys tune into my next episode. I'm glad you watched, and don't tread anyone. Take care of your loved ones, and take care. Bye for now. And as a reminder, folks, please click like and subscribe and support the following Patreon or PayPal account. Every little bit helps. Well, it'll help me create better content and hopefully a little more guests and maybe some swanky prizes. All right, take care.